In today's live session, we are going to do right here. Okay, so first of all, in this live session, we are going to create a lining for this basic shirt. And if we have some extra time, we will create some pockets and some these well pocket for blazer. However, though, we are going to place them on this basic shirt for a first lining, okay? And first of all, guys, the lining concept is the same. However, though, probably next week I will do this lining for the jacket, because the lining for the jacket we have more component to worry about. And as you know, if you work with clothes 3D for a while, we have some collision that we have to deal with, as well as some sewing when it comes to complex sewing. So this week we are going to focusing on basic lining on top a basic shirt. And by the way, guys, we have the file came with CLO, so you and I can practice and do as much as many times as we want. Okay, so before we're going to do that though, I want to point out one issue here, that I got a comment that why the avatar is floating in the air and the shoe doesn't work properly and so on. So to answer your question, if we change the avatar pose in close 3D, and sometimes it's happened, how do we have the solution to fix that? So first of all, let me give you an example here. I have this pose, then I'm going to change it to a different pose. Let's say select one pose here and then change that pose. And now if I look at closely here, these avatar actually right below, not right below, but her feet right below the ground. Okay, let me expand this. And we want to move her to the ground level. So to do that, we want to click on the avatar right there. Click on it and then right click, and then we have two options, okay? So if we have the avatar and only avatar, no clothes on her, we can select this move avatar to center or to ground. So in this case, we will select to ground. However, though, if you have the garment on top of the avatar, select this move all avatar and garment, and then click go to ground. And now, as you can see right here, now she is on the ground rather than not. And it's to answer your question, I don't know really why happening, but every time we change clothes poses or avatar poses, that's happened. So, and one thing that I want to point out though, so as you can see right here, the most point that we want is the front shoe, because the front shoe touch the ground, that's all it counts. And then the back shoe is how she kind of float and flying, or her pose in a fashion way. That's why her shoe one is path, like above the ground. But the front shoe touch the ground perfectly. And that's happened a lot every time we change the poses. Not every time, sometimes it doesn't do it. So let's say I want to change to a different pose, to this pose, and see if it, so this one worked just fine. As you can see right here, she kind of changed it with the pose, and she is perfectly stand above the ground. So let's try one more, see if, and let's see if anything out there. Oh, let's try that sitting pose again, because so we're going to click on there, and now she float on the air again. So what we're gonna do, click on the avatar, right click, and once again move her. Again, you can select this move avatar and then move to the ground, and then here it is. So she is now stand on like sit, but her foot, one foot on the ground. Okay, so I hope this answer your question, and if you have any more questions, be sure to leave the comment under the video description, and I promise to get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, so now we're going to get back to the lining part right here, guys. So once again, this is where we're gonna work on lining a basic shirt and apply some belt pocket and top stitches if we have time along the way. Alright, so let's get back to clothes. And that is, I'm going to go to file and then select new projects, and let's reset this to default workspace. And now I'm going to come over here and then let's select one of the avatar, my avatar, double click on it. So by the way, guys, this is a default avatar and I'm going to load the garment. So come to garment here, come to library tab and then double click on this garment folder, and we want to select female. So double click on it to load the garment onto the avatar, and I'm going to click on the either the drape icon here, redrape icon here, or click on simulate. That would do. Okay, so let's start the simulation. What we want to do here, okay, we want to put a lining onto this basic shirt. So I'm going to expand this 2D window. So we do need the 3D window for render and so, however we mostly work on this 2D window, okay? Okay, so I'm going to, first we want to prepare the garment for the lining. To prepare the garment for the lining, we want to make a copy of this garment. Not really copy, but my key selects all that pattern, right click, and we want to select this function right here. Layer clone under, okay? And then I'm going to zoom in a little right here, and then press on shift, and then click one to place that. So we're going to do a couple of things here. First thing here, we want to remove link editing. So right here we have the pattern linked to this pattern. We don't want that. We want to remove this. Right click and then click on this remove link editing, okay? And we have to do it twice because if you look at closely, right here still linked to each other. We don't want them to link, we want them unlinked. Right click once again and then remove links and double check. So no more link. If we click on this right here, no more link, okay? And next we are going to use this edit sewing tool. We want to remove some sewing here. If we look at closely, I click on this right here, and we don't want these to sew to each other. We're going to remove that, okay? So I just click on the lead on the keyboard to remove the sewing. So we don't want this sewing to connect to the shell. We want this lining is actually separate. And then we are going to re-sew this lining. First of all, let my key selects, and then I'm going to freeze the top part here, and we can hide them if it's make it convenient. First of all, let's strengthen this, and so let me unstrengthen here. Excuse me. Let me show the pattern. So that is the shell part. Let's create another copy of this, and I'm going to name this lining, and then we're going to name the shell, and let's apply shell fabric to shell. And if I double click right here, it still have that fabric on both, which we don't want. I'm going to simply apply. Let's try again. Okay, somehow I'm going to apply this for the lining. Alright, so now we have lining for lining and shell for shell. So we are going to sew this part, okay? We will first let it hide this. Hide the shell one. And then leave this lining. And we are going to sew this separately, okay? I'm going to use any kind of sewing, it's fine. I'm using free sewing tool. Press on shift and then sew here. Then sew here. And segment sewing tool. Alright, and also we want to sew right here. And we don't want to forget right here. Alright, now we need to sew this sleeve. So this is a little bit more complicated. Let me check to make sure this sleeve here. So this is right here. So that is the front part. And the good thing about that is, as you can see right here, the pattern we have split in the center, which is super easy for us to sew. I'm going to use free sewing tool. And then sew right here, from here, and then from here to here. And then we're going to sew from here to here, and then from here to here. So that's perfect. And let's double check, see if we have all the sewing we need. So right there, and we can also double check some more later. So right there, looks like the sewing looks pretty good. And I'm going to my key select all that pattern, come to the property editor. We want to come down here and then under simulation property and trinket width, we want to change that to, let's say 90 for now. And I'm going to simulate. Okay, so sewing kind of messed up somehow because okay, so let's shrink it a little bit further. Go for 85. Okay. Alright, see if any other sewing that we are not yet complete. So that's good, that's good. Alright, that is good. So I'm going to lower the particle distance. Say let's change that to 10. And another thing here, I'm working off my laptop. I don't want to lower the particle distance too low. It could literally crash my computer. Sorry. And for some reason I got this thing stuck. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to hide the avatar here. Am I let me check the sewing. Why is that sewing? Let me remove that sewing. Okay. Let me try again. Unless it get caught with the top part. Okay. I actually have no idea. So I'm going to remove this and then reload the shirt. See if that fixes the problem. So if that happened, guys, as you can see, somehow it got clunky. All you need to do is just remove and then reload the shirt. So now I'm going to start the process. Let make layer clone under and then bring it down here. And once again, I'm going to this time. Let's strengthen both. And then I'm going to freeze the one that I don't want. However, I'm going to remove link editing first. And we have to do it twice. Alright. And then going to remove the sewing. As you can see right here. We don't want that. Notice. Okay. And then we're going to resew. Use free sewing tool. And hopefully it fixes. Yep. Once again, we want to check the sewing, the front right here. So actually I'm going to hide this. And now I'm going to check the sewing right there. So this is the front, and then right here also the front. So we're gonna sew that together, front to front, and then back to back. Alright, so now let's simulate one more time. Alright, so we forgot to sew this top part here. Let's sew in this 3D. And then and the back. Alright, and the shoulder. Also right here. Then simulate one more time. Alright, so now stop the simulation. Okay, now we're going to change the tool to transform pattern tool, and I'm going to freeze this. Okay, so we freeze the bottom, and now we're going to look at the top part, and I'm going to select show here. Alright, let's see. We're going to right now. Okay, let's strengthen the bottom. How about strengthen that later? So what we're gonna do right here, we are going to extend 3 centimeters down here, because we are going to sew it to here and then fold up. Let me hide this avatar first. So we want right here, the lining is shorter than the shell. Okay, to do that, we're going to simply use the edit pattern tool, and I'm going to click one right here, press on shift, click one right here, and then click one right here. Now I'm going to right click, and we want to select offset pattern outline. Okay, And in this case, I'm going to type in 3 centimeter and extend perfect, perpendicular, awesome. And I'm going to click on OK. Before we doing that though, I'm going to click on here, create internal line box, and then click on OK. All right, next we want to create internal line here after here for 3. Or we can select this part right here from the bottom part. Click right here again, and then come over here. Okay, let's click right here. So we select right here, and I'm going to right click, and this time we want to select offset as pattern, offset as internal line. Click on that, and I'm going to type in 6 centimeter. So as you can see right here, the preview up there, that's what we want. And I'm going to click on this extend box, turn off, and then I'm going to click on OK. All right, so next I'm going to come down here. So as you can see right here, we have the folding line, and let me turn on this internal line so we can see the internal line here, and we can fold. All right, let's simply hide this lining for now. And after that, let's fold this. I'm going to use this folding tool. Click on this, select, and then fold it up. And I'm going to simply come over here to this property editor, and we want to change fold angle to 0, and click on this fold rendering box to turn on. And I will do the same right here, so click run right there, drag it in, and then property editor, turn this fold rendering on, and we want to do the sleeve as well. Click and then drag it in once again. Alright, maybe a little too far. Change it to 0 and then turn this on. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see if we need to adjust something. So next we want to sew this. I'm going to sew this to this, here to here, and we already sewn this part because it is a symmetric pattern. We only have to do it once, and then we do it both. Alright, so next we are going to, I'm going to simply come over here to the property editor, and we want to change the shrinkage to 90, and then press return enter on the keyboard. Now I'm going to once again let it show so we can see how this thing affects. Now let's see how that goes. So if we look at closely here, we have the pattern right now. It's right, see right there. Now the pattern is, the lining is a little bit too long. We have to retract that. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and by the way guys, we do not have this link that we have to do it all. So I'm going to use this edit pattern tool once again. Click right here. Okay, let's expand it so we can see it better, and then press on shift here, and right there, right there, right there, and right click, so zoom in a little bit further, and then I'm going to select right here. So right now we want to select offset pattern outline, and we want to, instead of extend, we want that retract, which is 3 centimeter, which I can see right here is gonna retract 3 centimeter. So click on OK. So now retract 3 centimeter. Now we are going to look at right here. We see this hem roughly 3 centimeter. So that is what we want. So next we're gonna sew this to here. I'm gonna use the segment sewing tool. Click and then sew the hem to hem here. Right there. And right here, sleeve to sleeve, sleeve hem to sleeve hem, sorry. Alright, so there you go. So let's see anything else that we need to sew. Looks like we are good for now, and we will check if we need to sew more. Oh, right here. So we have to actually extend this sewing or simply use this segment sewing tool. And you want to sew it right there. And I'm going to switch it back so it doesn't. Once again, Command and Control plus letter B to untwist the sewing, okay? Let's see, we will sew this later. Let's simulate and see if it's good. Looks like it's pretty good. And now, all we need to do here, sew right here. So the top to the top. So as you can see right here, we actually re-sew these together, top part to top part, right there. So if you are expert on sewing with real life, when it comes to clothes sewing, it is the same but a little bit different, because here we deal with the property and the gravity compared to a real life. If we make mistake, we just undo and do it. Here the same thing, however though, if we make mistake, we can't even see the result, because all the garments are tangled with one another, which is, it is frustrating when you're first starting out. It the same happened to me, and I felt that if we practice over and over, and just like I did earlier, when the garment tangle and you quite don't understand what happened, all you need to do is remove it and then reload the same pattern. So when it comes to digital, we have the advantage of practice and do over just like instant. So just like that. And again, now we are almost finished with aligning. So let's see what I will need to do here. If we need to sew a few more things. And so the shrinkage part, we will go and unshrink it. However though, let me unfreeze and then unstrengthen, and let's simulate one more time. So the garment actually look pretty good. As you can see right here, I need to sew some part of this part. You see like the fabric kind of shows through with one another, which means we need to sew certain area. Okay, so now let's go ahead and sew that. So right there, right there. And I have to sew both because I did not have it linked, so this side already sewn, which is perfect. Now let's strengthen it one more time, and that looks pretty good, guys. I'm going to simply come over here and then change it back to 100 and then press return or enter on the keyboard. Simulate one more time. So now as you can see, we have lining the top. However though, I said we would have more fun doing this. However though, we want to change the fabric first. So we will apply some pockets here and also a well pocket up here. So the rule of thumb of well pocket is between 12 and 16. So 16 for like men extra large pocket, but for this we can do as small as 12. So if it's smaller than that, it's not real. But for the garment to look good, we can do it smaller, but the realistic pocket, you have to have it big enough that you can slip your hand into the pocket, as well as not too big, because then it doesn't look good. So for a size, let's say missy or petite, or my size, I'm a medium and petite, I would select, let's say if it's stretchy fabric, a little bit of give, go for 12, or 12 and a half if the if the fabric's not really stretchy. So for the perfect number, let's say woven, I would definitely select 13 centimeter, okay? Because it's kind of a little stiff and you want it, your hand to slip in and out, not too big and not too small. So woven, go for 13 centimeter, okay? That's for these well as well as regular pocket. So I will demonstrate that. First of all, let freeze the lining because we don't want that to mess up. And then we can leave this strengthen and strengthen, and let me see. Okay, we have internal line show. Also, you can also turn on baseline to show the center line because I don't have the internal line. So if you come up here to select this display menu, you can show a higher internal line and so on. So now I'm going to apply the pocket, and the pocket itself roughly right here. However, this is just a quick practice. If I draft the pattern, I would get this specific number from the high point shoulder to where you place the pocket, okay? But this to demonstrate how to make pocket, but it's not really a realistic placement. However, we will have a look, kind of eyeball it rather than give a specific number, okay? So let's do that and go back over here. We are going to use this internal line tool, okay, internal rectangle tool. I'm going to click one right here and I'm going to type in the width. Let's go for 13 and okay, go for 12 since it is not really exact realistic that we're going for, but we have an idea. So 12, and then the height we are going to select either 2 centimeter or 2.5, depend. 2 centimeter is like the most common one, and I'm going to click on OK here, and let's select and adjust this to somewhat right there, and let's kind of drag it up a little bit, do it more a little bit of slanting, kind of well pocket, drag it over here a little bit and see how that look. It actually not bad. All right, so this well pocket, guys, again, I got a request from a viewer and I just want to thank you so much for requesting this, because sometimes I focus on so much of doing pattern, but I kind of forget about doing these, sewing essential to go with the pattern. And by the way, guys, to be honest, I'm also new to CLO and I learn CLO every day. So what you guys request is inspire me to narrow down certain topic that I can share with you guys, and I really appreciate it. And as you know or follow me for a while, I'm experienced or expert on making pattern from a realistic pattern and now transfer into making pattern in CLO. So I sew, I made pattern, I was a seamstress for a long time, and to transfer that from real life making pattern into CLO, it's a little bit of a challenge. And at the same time, even though I know by heart how to sew and this and that, or pattern making, but when you come to work in CLO, you have certain things that you apply into it. It doesn't work as right compared to what I was doing by hand. However, I had to go in and figure it out. And I hope to find the most easiest way so I can share that with you guys. Okay. Alright, so let's drag and bring it over here a little. So it's not bad. Okay. Next, we are going to clone this as pattern here. We can simply right click and then select, or maybe we are going to see clone as pattern, click on that, and then we bring it over here. So this right here, we want to either create a real one or fake one. In this case, let's just create a fake one for now. And I'm going to simply sew that back in because it make it look. I will use this free sewing tool and simply sew like this. And the pocket is one pocket normally on the left side. And now we're going to create this pocket. Okay, so 12, I'm going to do the same here, but we want to create this kind of rectangle pocket. So I'm going to type in 12, and then here gonna be 14. Oh, maybe 13. It doesn't have to be real, but when I draft the pattern guide, I will give the exact number that would work for the reality garment. Okay, and once again click and then drag down here. And the pocket, rule of thumb of pocket, okay, we want the pocket, when we place the pocket down here, the pocket kind of give the illusion of a body kind of have the beautiful shape. We don't want to put this pocket up here to the waist, because then when we sit, now the pocket kind of jam into your stomach. It's not comfortable, one of them. That is just based on reality. And we want to leave the pocket low enough right here. So if we look at under this 3D window, you see the pocket right below the waist. So actually give it a little bit more slim look for the waist, and that's what we want. And not too close to the hem, unless you have the top like so short, yeah. But for this case, we want to bring it up just a little. Okay, and once again, we are going to select that with this transform pattern tool, right click, and then we want to clone that as pattern. Okay, just like that. Let's sew it with this free sewing tool. And there's something I forgot, so I'm going to simply remove it. I want to create this as like a kind of round curve. If I looked at the image right here, so right here, this is the pocket. I have this kind of curve-ish. Oh, by the way, guys, we will create this if you guys are stopping by now. So next live stream, I hope to create this jacket, or more like a sewing jacket and then lining, as well as I'm going to create a course on how to make this blazer. Okay, and back to the pocket. So I have the curve right there at the pocket, and it's so easy to produce in CLO, guys. So what we need to do here, we use this special tool. We call it smooth curve. Click on that, and click on that right corner there. Right click. Okay, just drag it and then right click. And we want to click on this link icon right there to link, and let's type in 3 too much. How about 1? 1.5. Okay, 1.5 is about right. And I'm going to click on OK. And I'm going to do the opposite right here. Click, drag it in. Okay, I have to let it to load. I'm going to press on escape here. Okay, now click, drag it in, right click, and once again type in 1.5. So be sure this link icon is checked. So to connect it, we want it 50%, 1.5 that way, and 1.5 the opposite direction. Then we want to click on OK. Okay, so now we are going to create the pattern from this. Simply go to this transform pattern tool, and once again click on that internal shape right there, right click, and we want to select clone as pattern, and then click right there. Now I'm going to sew it. Use this free sewing tool, guys. Then click and then sew, and after that we want to make a copy. We want the 2 pockets. Why not? Click on that, right click, and then select symmetric pattern with sewing, and press on shift and then click 1 right here to place the pattern. Okay, So now we're going to place them on top. Simply click on them, press on shift. Let's see if you can find the other one. Okay, right click, and we want to select superimpose over. Okay, and I can see right here, now we are just impose those on top. And I'm going to, let's strengthen the piece too. Right click and then strengthen. And now let simulate. Hopefully that doesn't mess up. Yeah, perfect, right? So, and that one does not seem happy. Let's see why is that. Why it isn't happy. So, okay. So I'm going to do a little bit. What happened right here, we have some point right here and we are going to remove that. And in order to remove that, we have to unlink this or remove the link editing. So let's do that first. So now I'm going to change to edit pattern tool here. And as you can see right here, we have the point right here. It's not together. I'm going to merge them. If my computer is quite hot right now. So see if I can join them. Nope, doesn't look like it. So what happened? It should be able to join them. So right here, merge to average. We want to merge the points together and then we can convert them to curve point. Also this one. So we want merge to average. So sometimes if you have something tangled onto your garment and you don't know why, sometimes it's happened because let's see, it's fixed. So now it's fixed. So because the folding line can't be over each other and then it's fold to one along the way. It doesn't work that way. So like a real life. Okay, now I'm going to simulate one more time and then stop the simulation. Alright, so now it looks pretty good, guys. All we need to do here, apply the fabric and then see what it looks like. So let's grab the fabric. Once again, I'm going to come over here and then to the library tab, double click on the fabric folder and type in, let's say, cotton. So we have a bunch of cotton fabric. Let's select which one it is. This is my favorite one. Or you can also apply your own texture too. In fact, I will show you how to do that because I have so many fabric texture that I want to show you guys. Let's unstrengthen. So right here, this is the fabric that we just applied. How about let's hide this internal line for now. Also the baseline. And that actually look pretty good, guys. And I also like to let's make a copy and let's apply the pockets. And right here, shell. Let's drag the pockets on top the pocket. Because if I want to change the color of the pocket, I want to have different, let's say, change the color to different color for the pocket. Maybe how about try blue just for fun. Nope, too dark. How about that shiny blue? Apply. Okay, so now we have the pocket, look pretty cute. I mean, not really, but hey. Alright, so now lining, we want to apply lining, but I'm going to use silk lining. So type in here, silk So when it's come to lining, silk is like one of the your most, I mean polyester too. It doesn't have to be silk, but in CLO I usually apply silk. And type in silk, we want this like smooth, feel really good silk. Oh, woven silk, shamir. Okay, crepe, shamu. Let's apply that onto the lining. And then drag and drop. Right there. And we want to change the color. These two. Let's see. And let unfreeze. So we get to see the color of the front. Okay, so we want to apply this as well. Alright, so zoom in a little bit further, drag and drop. Okay, so now as you can see right here, we just apply. Okay, make that fabric a little bit shinier. So come to the property editor and change from matte to silk and satin. So now the fabric looks a little bit shinier, and we have the pocket. And okay, realistically, this pocket here we want it a little bit thicker. It looks just like it's pretty much, it looks like a pocket. So we can actually do that. So looks like a double side pocket. Simply click on that piece of pattern, come to this property editor, and we want to apply thickness. So I'm going to change the thickness to, okay, if I can find them right here, simulation property, and change the thickness to 1.5. Press return enter on the keyboard, and as you can see right here, it is thickness. However, it came with a different color. We have to change that color. So if I come down here to this color, and we want to change, so click on that color, excuse me. We want to change the color, not just the front, we want the side and the back. So going to come down here and under material, select the back and then turn on. That's perfect, but side we also want to turn on. So it should work right there. So let's simulate and see if it works. Oh, I was on the wrong one actually. So let's go back here, and I'm going to apply, change this pocket here. So once again, back to turn on, and then side, turn on. Now it should fix. So now the pocket is fixed. And not only that, we also want to kind of change this geometry to double side. Okay, so simply click on that, and I'm going to come down here, and we want to select this double side here. So now as you can see right here, this looks like we have double side on the pocket. And this one I'm going to change it back to maybe 0 if or half. Let's say 0.5. Press return enter on the keyboard. We want it thick but not super thick. Okay, and once again, let me press on number 2 here, and I'm going to strengthen the shell piece and then simulate one more time here, and stop the simulation and unstrengthen. Alright, so that looks pretty good, guys, and I told you that I'm going to apply my custom texture on to this fabric. So to do that, first of all, let me save this. So go to file and then select save project, save as project, and I'm going to type in like basic lining. Okay, and then I'm going to navigate to my desktop and then save it in my desktop. Okay, I want to create a folder for it. So it's good to save CLO project in a folder, because CLO, when we save any project, it comes in two files. One is PNG and one is the project file. So I would recommend save it in the folder so everything will stay in the folder. Okay, and there you go. Now we're going to apply the fabric texture. So to apply the fabric texture, we have two options. Either we come over here to that, let's say the shell fabric, and then we click on. So let me go to texture, if I can find the texture. So right here, so texture, we can click right here and then navigate to my texture, like desktop, and I have Rose Digital and I have plaid. How about try the plaid? And plaid, let's try pink, why not? And then here, this is my texture. By the way, guys, I will have the fabric texture for sale really soon. This texture not only comes just a texture, also come with all those what you call it, all those maps. Okay, come with 6 digital map where we can apply like displacement maps, alpha map, as well as normal map, and so on. So each fabric come with 6 placement map that you can actually create any kind of texture that you want. For this example, I will just apply the base, which is the texture only. And if I click right now, and I'm going to, unless that doesn't do it, it should be. Did I apply the wrong one? So texture map, basic parameter, it should do. Oh, that is strange. So I'm going to try why it doesn't do it. Am I in the wrong one? No, I am not. So okay, so let me go back and then try a different way. So I'm going to go to my fabric folder here and then try a different way, see it work. So pink and then texture and click and drag and drop. Okay, so this is work. How can the other one doesn't work? It's strange, but hey. So this is the texture that I told you about. I not only have this texture with pink, I also have different color. Okay, so let me try this again. So it is correct. So that is if I delete that texture. Basic parameter. Okay, I applied the wrong texture. That's why. So let's go down once again. This is the texture. So if I go to this texture once again, so basic parameter, I'm going to try it again. Why it doesn't work before? So this time instead of pink, let's select green. And that is strange. I have no idea. So shell and then come down here. I am in the texture. So texture map, it should work. Basic parameter, normal, color. So I'm going to once again. Oh, but this is the front. It should work just fine. Alright, so somehow it doesn't work or it doesn't appear when I apply from here. So let me try with this lining. I'm going to come down here and then try that texture once again. Hopefully it works this time. So desktop, rose, and I'm going to try let's see if I texture. Nope, I don't like that. So custom print. Let's try this, my favorite one. So this is, I made the fabric earlier. Nope, it doesn't do it either. Okay, there it is. So now this is works just fine. It's because somehow I quite don't understand why it doesn't work. So now this is works, and I'm going to come over here and then change the texture. Nope. Somehow gotta be something that hidden that we're not sure. Alright, so it appear here. Oh, let's see. If I come over here and then turn this on to front, it's a little slow, guy. And backs, turn that on. So now it is. So what happened? I applied and did not turn. So okay, guys, if this happened to you, be sure you are on the material and then select this back or front and then apply to turn it on. So front turn on, side, be sure this on button is on before this thing work. Okay. So as you can see right here now, I have this lining have different texture onto the top. I also can apply different fabric onto here. Let's say I want this to have like a, let's apply the same with pocket fabric. A little bit slow, guys, sorry. So right there, I'm gonna apply it to the back side. Alright, so now the back, pocket, front, press on number 2. It actually looked quite interesting. I wouldn't want to wear that though, I have to admit, because I would like this to be like, oh, how about change the color? I would change it to black. I would like that more so. Oh, it is rendering. Let's try it render one more time. So actually plaid looks really good. I will change that to somewhat maybe pinkish. Front, and let's use that eyedropper tool here and pick some of the color. Okay, that is cute. So I would wear that. So I'm going to press on the escape on the keyboard here and get a little bit. Okay, that is cute. I would definitely wear this. Okay, how about the lining? We want to change that to silk like. It is, and silk shiny. Maybe satin. Okay, so that it awesome. So I'm going to actually change a couple of things here. The texture, I want the texture maybe a little bit smaller. My key selects that fabric there, all of it, and then come to this texture tool, click on it, and I'm going to kind of scale it down to make, oh, it is 5 o'clock, guys. We can't have too much fun because of this 5 o'clock. And we will. So by the way, guys, as you can see right here, we not only create the lining for the top, but we also apply different texture onto the garment. So I hope you guys enjoy this live session, and as you can see, I don't even know the time passed, is 1 hour ago. So I hope you guys enjoy this as I am, and hopefully see you next week. And if you guys have any question or comment, leave a comment below the video description. I promise to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a beautiful